What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bolana, and this is my lovely girlfriend,
Carly.
And if you guys are new, yeah, you right there, I'm talking to you, yeah, you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and drop a big thumbs up on this video. But what are we getting into today, babe?
Today we are reacting to scary shark encounters with people in water, and
I am terrified.
yes.
We've actually, if you guys haven't checked out our video, we went shark diving with actual sharks in the water before. So
Sharks, guys.
So go check that video out. But it was terrifying, but I also had the time of my life. But let's see what is happening in this video. You ready?
No, but let's go.
Let's go.
Sharks have been around for over 400 million years, and while
like a
it's
gator.
basic human instinct to fear them, or anything with large pointy teeth for that matter, Hollywood definitely hasn't helped by constantly presenting sharks as vicious, bloodthirsty monsters. That said, not all shark encounters end up with swimming for your life.
That is true.
Do they? Well, stay tuned to find out what happens when sharks like this big fella enter divers' shark cages, and much, much more, as we check out some of the scariest shark encounters ever caught on camera. Shipwreck Coast in Victoria, Australia is known across the globe for its spectacular underwater shipwrecks. This is because such a fierce wind blows up from the Antarctic, bringing with it a dense blanket of fog that over the centuries prior to the development of modern navigational technologies, many a captain's ship went down after presuming they were further from the rocky coast than they actually were. Nowadays, divers from around the world sink beneath the surface in search of over 700 lost decks, buried masts, and World War I submarines. But with more than 750 adult great whites believed to be roaming Victoria's coastal waters,
yeah, see, I don't know about that.
Under often get a lot more than they bargained for. And Australian diver Luke English knows this better than most. In January 2017, Luke was exploring the waters just off Cape Schanck near Victoria's Mornington Peninsula when he came face to fin with a nosy great white.
Oh, yeah, that came...
That is so close.
See, what do you do if that attacks you? You're pretty much gone, right? Depending.
Probably.
That thing is huge, though. See, we weren't swimming with sharks like that. Our sharks were a little bit tinier, I'm gonna admit, but...
They were probably like 8 feet.
Yeah.
As the shark slowly cruised past, showing off its impressive pectoral fins and resting predator face, Luke had a front row view from where he lay hidden in the seagrass.
That is insane.
The great white eventually passed over Luke and moved on without stopping by for a human meat luncheon. I don't know about you, but my camera holding arm definitely wouldn't be that steady if I was staring at the belly.
I'd probably be staying as still as I could, though.
Another person that remained remarkably calm at the sight of a shark was the guy behind the camera in this next clip, Sam Jaff, whose calm demeanor may well have saved his friend from becoming shark food. In July 2011, Sam was filming his friend from his boat floating 4 miles.
This is why Carly doesn't go in the middle of the ocean.
He noticed
you will never catch me there
in the water.
Where's it at?
Heidi. Hey Heidi, get in the boat.
Are you being serious?
Yep.
Now, I know what you're thinking.
He was
Where
so
the heck
calm.
was the shark? Well, if you look closely in front of the woman here, right by her feet as she pulls in her legs, you'll see a tail appearing briefly underwater. Yep, the shark was that close to her. Luckily,
Interesting.
the woman made it back on
Can't really
the boat
see it,
before
but
the Jaws tune started playing. And as she and Sam both peered over the edge, they were astonished to see several frustrated-looking sharks swimming in circles close to the surface.
Can you imagine?
She lucky.
Yeah, they're like circling.
Talk about a heart-racing
Yeah, she got out
moment.
just in
Even though
time.
the sharks were never officially identified, they were most likely black-tip sharks, one of the most common species found in the Florida Keys, and easily identifiable by the, you guessed it, black tips on the ends of their fins.
Never would have thought.
Black-tip sharks are small and quick, and are known to breach the surface of the water, especially in search of their next meal. However, they're quite timid under most circumstances and not regarded as highly dangerous to humans. On the other hand, it's also speculated that the sharks in this video could have been a slightly less friendly species, the bull shark. These fellas are big, powerful, and generally considered...
Isn't that what we swam with? Yeah, we swam with these bull sharks.
But because we never get a totally clear view of the underwater guests, it's difficult to know precisely how much danger the woman was in. Do you happen to know your black tips from your bull sharks? Let me know in the comments. Oh, and while you're down there, how about you give this video a big thumbs up and hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my latest uploads. Now, who's ready for even more shark encounters?
Me.
We're just getting started. In 2014, fisherman and adventurer Jack Strickland was filming a spearfishing video for his YouTube channel Back to Basics in Australia's Great Barrier Reef.
I'm guessing he just ran into a shark.
When the fish he caught got tangled up in some coral. Jack swam closer to untangle it when the unexpected happened.
Gonna take his fish. Bye.
Oh, it's a little one, but still.
And that's gone now.
Yeah.
Just let him have it.
Ads, guys. 1 second.
The shark, one of those notoriously aggressive bull sharks, ended up diving back down and grabbing the fish multiple times, taking Jack's spear gun with it.
Huh. See, I'd be mad about that because those guns aren't cheap.
Only Jack wasn't about to cut his losses and head back to the boat. He followed the shark all the way to an underwater grotto, and like he was dealing with a harmless little goldfish, Jack tugged on the spear gun until his line was exposed enough for him to cut it with a knife. So, in the end, Jack was left both without a fish and with a spearless spear gun. But I mean, how many times in your life do you get that close up with an actual shark? Well, in Jack's case, once, obviously, wasn't enough. In October 2020, this daredevil was filming a black-tip reef shark swimming a little too closely to the shore off the coast of Hagerstone Island.
Yeah, like on the shore.
When matters quickly escalated.
Oh, a dog.
Oh.
Despite camera holder Jack never being in any real danger, his dog Tilly clearly thought she was saving her owner's life. Even after the shark floundered and swam away, Tilly could be seen taking a look around the water to make sure Jack was
crazy.
safe. But just because the pooch wasn't harmed during the scuffle, it didn't make the situation any less dangerous. Still, at least as a dog, Tilly dove into the water nearly in an act of instinctive heroism. The same noble motivations can't be said for Maxwell Fleming, a California resident who, in May 2019, thought filming his friend swimming with sharks would make for a top-tier TikTok video.
Alright, we're neutral.
Dumb.
We're in reverse.
Oh my god, and it's... Does he get bit?
That was a bad idea! Get on the boat! Ryder!
Maxwell and his friend Ryder DeVoe were spearfishing near the Channel Islands, a chain of 8 islands near California in the Pacific Ocean, when they spotted what they thought was a basking shark swimming close to their boat. Basking sharks, regardless of their
those are huge,
size,
they look like.
only consume planktons, and are considered one of the least dangerous shark species. Only shortly after Ryder leapt into the water, Maxwell had a change of mind. Panicking, he started to believe the shark might have actually been a great white.
Get on the boat! Ryder!
Oh, hell no.
Oh, I touched it! Get on the boat! Dude, that's not a basking shark, dude.
Eventually, after Ryder returned in terror to the boat, upon closer inspection, and with the help of his TikTok comment section, Maxwell and Ryder concluded that it really was a basking shark. Even so, it still doesn't excuse the fact that...
Yeah, I wouldn't be jumping in there regardless.
Without being sure. The white shark, or the great white, has been reported to be involved in more attacks on humans than any other shark. As the largest and deadliest of all predatory fish, the average great white can grow up to 15 feet long.
That is so
and
crazy.
Attacks its prey at speeds of up to 15 miles per hour. I mean, you don't become the main antagonist of a horrifying film series without being at least slightly dangerous in real life. Ryder can consider himself lucky for not actually leaping into the ocean with one. Just ask Arvold Price, a diver who experienced his own nerve-wracking encounter with the ocean's most feared predator. In 2010, Arvold was cage diving near the shore of Guadalupe Island, Mexico, when he saw a curious great white approaching
That thing
the
is
cage.
huge.
At first, the shark simply cruised past, casually showing off its razor-sharp teeth. But then, it suddenly changed its tune.
It's gonna try to get in the cage.
Or succeed.
After realizing it probably wouldn't fit through the bars, you'd think the shark would throw in the towel. Well,
but I guarantee it didn't.
After trying and failing to clasp its jaws around the corner of the cage, it once again popped its nose through an opening between the bars and chewed on it. Needless to say, experiencing something like that would be equal parts amazing.
I'd be freaking out. My heart would be doing this.
Just listen to this elated cameraman as the shark finally retreats.
At least you're safe.
Yeah, right.
Of course, the encounter would have been all parts terrifying and 0 parts amazing if the shark actually managed to get into the cage.
Right.
Which is exactly what happened, also near Guadalupe Island, in September 2016. Experienced diver Katie Yonker was leading a group of excited divers in a cage diving excursion when things didn't go exactly as planned. Less than halfway through the dive, a female great white, approximately 13 to 15 feet in length, approached one of the cages. Yan, another diver, pushed the shark away, but seconds later, it bit and punctured the air hose supplying air from the surface. Luckily, Yan quickly descended to close the one-way valve from the surface supply hose so that their underwater hookah-style breathing system didn't lose pressure and continued to supply them with air. Unfortunately, though, something even scarier was about to happen. The shark got inside the cage.
Oh, hell no.
Can you imagine being stuck in a cage deep underwater with a 15 feet long great white snapping at you from above? Amazingly, the divers all stayed relatively calm.
Yeah, look at the ones underneath. They have no clue what's happening.
The shark's thrashing.
Yeah.
Yan, in the upper level of the cage, pushed repeatedly against the shark's side until its nose got lodged horizontally through the opposite bars. Rendered immobile,
they got so
the shark
lucky.
Actually remained stuck like that until all the divers were freed and the crew raised the cage to release it. Naturally, the whole situation can be seen as an unlikely accident.
I would be freaking out.
Outcome of no injuries. But then again, the luxury vessel and excursion facilitator, the Nautilus Explorer, could have inadvertently encouraged the attack. In previous cage dives in the same area, the Nautilus Explorer reportedly made a habit of wrangling the sharks, which involved tossing a piece of tuna in the water above the cage and pulling it back in as the sharks approached. And even though no wrangling was going on during the cage dive in question, the female shark's comfort when approaching the cage could possibly be accredited to her searching for tuna. Unfortunately, in spite of strict laws being implemented against shark wrangling in Guadalupe, many operators, like the Nautilus Explorer, have found loopholes which still allow them to keep doing it. I mean, it certainly doesn't help that Guadalupe's waters draw in some of the largest great white sharks in the world, including, as you'll see momentarily, possibly the world's largest great white shark ever caught.
I do want to see a great white shark one time in my lifetime. Another ad, guys.
I'd have to be in a cage for that.
Well, I'd have to be in a well, obviously, I don't think they would let you just swim with a great white shark.
Mauricio Hoyos Padilla, a shark conservationist working for Discovery's Shark Week,
interesting Shark Week guy.
Dropping footage of a 20-foot-long, 2.5-ton female great white off the coast of Guadalupe Island.
We need to go to Guadalupe.
Deep
Guadalupe?
Blue was at the time
Yeah.
estimated to be over 50 years old and
hell.
still growing in size. As with most female great whites, Deep Blue has an estimated life expectancy.
Aren't there
around
something that
60
can eat
years,
great
which,
white
if
sharks,
you think
though?
about it, makes the
Is there
shark
like a
quite
predator out there you think that could eat a great white shark like that big?
The Meg.
Oh, yeah, well,
research
but-
inside a cage in the water.
Like, realistically, is the Meg a thing?
I feel like
Dazzling
orcas can
everyone
probably
with her
do some damage.
unbelievable size.
True.
That is huge. Freaking
Just
huge.
You're dead if
imagine
that
having
eats
to
you.
face off against a shark that big. One chomp and you're probably sliding down its throat like it's a water park ride. A very toothy, lethal water park ride. But regardless of her
No, thank
monstrous
you.
size
Yeah, no,
and
thanks.
daunting appearance, Deep Blue kept perfectly calm as she did circles around the team. And, being just as curious as the divers, she briefly poked at the cage before retreating into the distance. Mauricio and his team never tagged Deep Blue with a tracking
They should've.
device, as they often did with other sharks.
should've.
But despite not being able to accurately trace her movement paths, the shark
She
is
probably
frequently
comes back.
reported as being spotted around popular diving destinations such as Hawaii and Guadalupe Island. Amazingly,
Gotta
these
go
kind of
Hawaii.
insanely long journeys are surprisingly common among great whites. Divers usually recognize Deep Blue by several crenulations or deep contours in its white belly and gray backside. And
It's kind of interesting watching these videos, though, because it makes us learn some new stuff that I never even knew about.
Oh, for sure.
Shark photographer, crenulations and pigmentation patterns are as unique to different great whites as fingerprints are to humans. But that's not all that makes certain sharks unique, although some distinguishing features are more striking than others, and not necessarily in a good way. In May 2018, YouTuber user It's Weibo posted a
Lots of
jaw-dropping
YouTubers on this
video of
one.
himself swimming with a rather peculiar-looking
Oh.
shark
Oh
in a
my
Dubai
God.
aquarium
That's
and
kinda scary.
underwater zoo.
Imagine that coming at you. What's going on with its teeth?
Quite the
know.
terrifying sight, isn't it? Despite looking somewhat like a deep-sea goblin shark with
Is
its
it a
deformed
green?
gums,
I don't know
this
what
big
that is.
fella is actually a sand tiger shark.
What happened to
Don't
it?
worry, it's not as
I don't know.
evil-natured as
Unless
it
it's
looks.
just born like
Not
that.
only
I
are
don't know.
sand tiger sharks in general not aggressive toward humans, but this bad boy actually has lockjaw, a condition which renders the shark unable to properly close its mouth.
There you
and
go.
results in aquarium keepers having to feed it by hand. Still, that didn't make it any less palm sweat inducing when the
So
sand
they
tiger
literally have to
shark
feed
got
that
up
shark by
close
hand.
and personal with one of the
Yeah.
divers.
That's crazy.
Luckily for the diver, the sand
That's
tiger shark
crazy.
was totally
I've never
docile,
seen that.
and there was
I've
no
never seen
need
that
for
either.
him to test out his swimming speed in an emergency escape. Speaking of speed, just because
Those
our
things are
feeble
so
human bodies
fast.
are physically incapable of
Look at that.
contending with the pace of a shark, it doesn't mean we can't bring the speed in other ways. Alex Soto, a professional kiteboarder, experienced a rather uncomfortable example of artificial human speed going awry in December 2018 when he was training for the 2019 Pan American Games just off Kite Beach in Cabarete, Dominican Republic. Kiteboarding is an extreme sport involving
water
riding a
looks very
board
pretty.
while being
Yeah, it
pulled
does.
across the water by a wind-powered kite, and a blissfully unaware shark casually swimming in the ocean was given a very sudden awareness of the sport in the clip Alex captured.
Oh, it hit it. He hit it.
He hit the shark.
Alex
Yeah,
spotted
watch.
the shark in the water while he was traveling at about 35 miles
Boom.
Oh,
per hour.
yeah. Do you think it hurt the shark, probably? I would assume so, right? He was going 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And so Alex collided with the shark with the mast of his foil, a stabilizing attachment, in the water underneath his board, and was sent crashing into the water.
I think it came after him.
Luckily, the shark swam away
Oh.
unharmed,
Nope.
but rather than horrified or dismayed by what happened, Alex was actually surprised. In 14 years of kiteboarding in Cabarete, he hadn't once seen a shark. And to have actually struck one at
Interesting.
35 miles per hour? Now, that's a pretty scary coincidence. As we've seen already, at least one place we all know you won't struggle to find a shark are the waters around good old Guadalupe Island. But unlike the previous clips that we've looked at, this next great white encounter, as filmed by cage diver Joe DeGetimore in October 2015, is not so much life-threatening or heart-stoppingly terrifying, but rather, well, I'll let you decide for yourself.
Is booping. Oh my god.
Had to go.
Yup, that's shark poop. Although I must admit, seeing the ferocious great white in such a vulnerable state, it definitely
damn, they
casts
judging
the
it.
ocean's
When you
most
gotta go,
feared
you gotta
predator
go.
in a less daunting light. Then again, you'd probably still scream in a similar situation, and for obvious reasons, opening your mouth in such a position would be a horrible mistake.
Yeah.
As Joe found out the hard way.
Ew, he's trying it.
While you've got that lovely image in your mind, let's take a look at yet another daunting shark encounter. Fisherman Sean McCormack was out fishing near Wangaparaoa, New Zealand in March 2017 when he noticed something moving in the water next to his boat.
Another ad, guys. Sorry about that.
And in that picture is this ET.
Now if you can see that guy.
This is what I'm terrified of. I'm gonna go fishing one day and I'm gonna catch a shark and I'm not gonna know what to do.
Cut your line.
Sean had been fishing for roughly 3 hours in 33 feet deep water when just as he got ready to leave, the great white showed up. The fisherman watched with shaky hands as the shark snipped around his fishing line, seemingly lured in by the bait, and grazed the boat with its tail before swimming off. At that point, Sean was totally trembling in a combination of fear, shock,
Look how tiny his boat is. That's probably why.
The shark is
Bloody
probably
camera's
just as long.
Enormous. I took the burley sack out of the water because that's what he was after.
He's just hungry.
I don't know where he's gone.
Don't
In
stick
his
around
30
to
years
find
of
out.
fishing, Sean had never seen a great white, and despite being
It's not
slightly
that big. I
terrified,
mean, it's
he
pretty
considered
big,
it
but
a
it's not
great
that big.
privilege
Yeah.
to finally encounter one. Sean also said that one of his friends had filmed a great white in the area about a week before, and that it was likely the same one, considering how rarely they're spotted in the area. But even with a great white roaming the region, Sean decided not to report his sighting when he returned to Red Beach just north of Auckland. And his reason? Sean didn't want to create panic. Well, I guess what the beachgoers don't know won't hurt them, right? Then again,
Right.
when it comes to sharks, it actually might.
I could just see that in my
as
dreams
34
tonight.
Melissa Brunning, who
Mine
in
too.
May 2018 had her holiday ruined by this innocent-looking tawny nurse shark. It had been timidly swimming around the back of a yacht Melissa was cruising on in Dugong Bay, Western Australia, when she wanted the one-in-a-lifetime experience of feeding the shark by hand.
Oh, yep, she got bit. Oh, she
As
fell.
you can see, it all
Dang it,
went
gets her
terribly
hand.
wrong when the nurse shark latched onto Melissa's finger like a hoover to a curtain,
And she fell.
she was sent plunging into the water. Mercifully, the shark, maybe equally as shocked by her reaction, promptly let go and took off. And despite initially thinking she had lost her finger, Melissa came away with an easily treatable fracture and torn ligament.
She got lucky
Not to
that it
mention
didn't pull her into the water
holiday
further, because it looks
story.
like there's multiple.
Still, Melissa
would
admitted
be
she should have been
hand-feeding
more responsible from the
anything.
start. Especially since nurse sharks, with their strong jaws and several rows of
Oh my
tiny,
God.
serrated teeth,
Idiots.
are known to be easily capable of catching and crushing all kinds of shellfish. Not to mention the fact that, unlike an
She's
animal
lucky
like
it didn't
a dog,
pull her, though.
they have no easy way of knowing where
They're
the
pretty
offered
strong.
food ends and your fingers begin.
Looked like it did a little when she fell.
Have you ever had
Damn.
Those are crazy, and this is why we are both afraid of the ocean.
Yep.
But that is going to do it for today's video, guys.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
And we'll be back with more reactions soon. Bye, guys.